Welcome back, students. Moving towards the last part of this chapter, organizing. We need to know what is formal organization, what is informal organization. Basically, these are the elements into any organization, the one which we learnt in the previous class, that is the divisional organization or the functional organization. So when I have a relationship with you regarding my work only, I call it formal organization. And when my colleagues are my friends also, other than work, when we discuss, it becomes informal organization. So you can make out from this that formal organization and informal organization is related to the communication system. If it is totally formal, if it is totally work related, we call it formal organization. And if the relationship is beyond work, we call it as informal. Now, what is better? What should be there? We will conclude it after understanding the difference. The first basis is relationship basis. So here they say that in formal organization, it is based on work. The relationship is associated with work. So when I talk to my boss regarding work only, we have only work relationship, it's formal organization. And here it is based on human approach. So when the leader asks his subordinate about how they feel about the work, why they are not in a good mood, as in human approach is developed with work, of course, we call it as informal organization. So far as objective achievement is concerned, when there will be only work relationship, it goes according to the organization. So whatever objectives organization has decided will be fulfilled. And here it is according to individual. The priorities of employees, the priority of workers, co-workers, colleagues is considered while objective fulfillment is going on. So far as feedback is considered, because here it is very formal, they will meet at workplace only and it is mostly in a written form, so it may take time. But informal, it's instantly possible because other than written communication also they hang around, they are together. More emphasis, as in the emphasis viewpoint says that here the emphasis is work only, importance is given to work only, whereas here human emotions and relations are considered. You will find more cooperation here and you will find less cooperation when compared with the informal. So winning heart of your people is more important. Yes, work cannot be ignored for that. Reporting relationship. Here it is clearly defined and the subordinates have to adhere to it. It has to be very clear that who is going to report whom. While here multiple way communication goes on and so there is no clear reporting relationship. However, because there is more of cooperation, coordination, so reporting by default without taking place formally and officially will also go on. And social needs are not fulfilled and here they are totally fulfilled. Now you might feel that yes, informal organization is way better than formal organization, but if people take undue advantage of this informal style, then work might be affected. So people should know that yes, it is always good to go informal, but then they should make sure that work is not compromised. Nothing at the cost of work. When organization will have workaholic people, there will be no problem going ahead with the informal organization. Whereas if we go with the formal organization, there is a fair possibility that people will have lesser job satisfaction, because other than work, when communication is not done, when they are not appreciated, or maybe when they are not asked, when their social needs is not sufficed, they could tend to change job and so labor turnover ratio may go high. Altogether, like informal, this also depends on an individual. How you take your work, how you take your people, how you go with your organization, whether in a formal or informal way, depends on the style of your environment, depends on the people you have, depends on the location of your business. It depends on whether you are urban business or you are a rural business or you are a metro business. So there are many factors, but if you combine both of them, it will be a thoroughly win-win situation. So that's what the conclusion is. Now, there is one more small topic associated here, and that is centralization, decentralization, and delegation. These words are very often confused. As such, it's very clear if you understand them once. So, centralization means concentration of power in few hands. When top level management makes every decision, be it a smaller decision or a bigger decision, at that time we can say that it is centralized. Just like your 12th standard boards. You see, the textbook is defined by the boards, the papers are set by the boards, the papers are checked by the boards, students are supposed to give exam where they are told by the boards. So it is totally in one hand, and therefore we call 12th standard exam as centralized exam. Talking about your 11th standard, you had your school where you had to give your exam in, your teachers taught you, the paper to be set by your teachers, the paper to be checked by your teachers, and the mark sheet also you receive from your respective schools. So that is decentralization. Decentralization means a systematic distribution of authority at every level. So in our example, your school, your CBSE board gives authority to every school, and therefore it is decentralized. Talking in any business house, when board of directors only take decision, it is centralization. But when certain powers are given to managers, production manager can take any decision regarding his matter, HR manager can run according to his will and wish, according to his understanding. For every petty matters, when they don't need to approach top level, they have some powers, they have some authority, we call it as decentralization. And then there is a word used instead is delegation. There is a very thin line difference between delegation and decentralization. Actually, decentralization is extended form of delegation. Delegation, see, in decentralization, the board of director gives authority to others, and in delegation, the others who got power, who got authority from BOD. Say for example, I am HR manager and I got certain authorities from my BOD. So what happened was decentralization. Now I give some powers to my subordinate, to my PA. So my personal assistant cannot take every decision on his own, but certain powers I give to him. Then that is delegation. So delegation is giving away or sharing an individual's power to the immediate junior. If you understand the difference between the two, and many a times it is asked in questions in exams also, that differentiate decentralization and delegation. In both you are giving away powers, but what is the difference is decentralization is received from top level and delegation is given by the superior to the subordinate, the immediate junior. And when delegation is done, three things happen as given here. Authority is conferred as in given. I am giving my authority to my PA. So responsibility is vested. Not only authority I am giving the responsibility. Say suppose I have to meet 10 people today, I have to interview them. I'll tell my PA that you first check with 10 of them, you just have a primary talk, and if you feel that any of them is irrelevant to our profile, say I want a chemist, I need a person from chemistry background. If somebody, some MBA is coming up, though he might be capable, but I cannot take. So I am giving my authority of talking to those 10 people on my behalf to my PA, but then there is responsibility given that you have to make sure that 10 of them are fit enough for me to go ahead with. And accountability is created. Now say suppose out of those 10, one is non-relevant and still my PA is asking him to meet me. And when I find out that he is not relevant, and I ask my PA that why did you send him to me when it is not relevant to one? So then accountability is created. Accountability as in the act of being answerable on non-fulfillment of duty. So in order to make the work easy of mine, I delegated my powers to my PA. So decentralization is I am given the entire authority, but delegation is I have given away the part of my authority to somebody. I hope I am clear enough and you guys are through with the entire chapter. If you have anything like doubt, or if you want me to go ahead with anything else, please let us know in comment section. Bye bye. See you in the next class with the next chapter.